upload that to like a robot, and I think they started 50,000, 100,000, something like that. Like right now, today, there's a company that you can have a girlfriend, a drone, and then and that might sound silly to you, but there's actually guys that's actually buying drones as a girlfriend today. That's just some silly shit. Why would a guy do something like that? Why would a guy buy a girlfriend? Well, you gotta look at it like this. A lot of these guys are tricks anyway. They're already trying to buy a girl anyway. That ain't a robot. So a lot of these guys look at it like, shit, I'm already tried buying girls, tried buying love and affection already, and that didn't work out. She left me. So at least if I buy a drone, that's my girlfriend, which is a robot, at least I don't have to worry about her leaving me. See, this is the idiotic way of thinking for a lot of these guys. So because he can control the robot because he bought it. He got all the software. They give you all the software and everything that comes along with the robot. So the robot ain't gonna ever leave. And even if the robot tries to leave, he can shut them off. There's a shut off button, probably on the back, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of guys are control freaks out here. It's all about control when it comes to a lot of these guys. So they can control the robot. But I hope so. If you pay 50 to 100,000 for this thing, and plus a lot of these guys are so sex deprived out here, are so thirsty and desperate. They're willing to do almost anything for just a taste of cooch. They're willing to do almost anything for it. I'm telling you. And this is already happening already. This is already happening. Now, maybe you haven't seen it, but just because you haven't seen it or heard about it, that don't mean it ain't happening already. Matter of fact, you can do a search online, and like I said, there's a company that's manufacturing these robots as we speak. And people are paying for it, 50 to 100,000 for these robots. That's gonna be their living girlfriend. The girlfriend, the drone robot is gonna do what it's told. Because a lot of these guys have bad social skills. They have bad social skills. A lot of them are lazy. A lot of them don't want to learn female nature. They don't, they want to take the cheap way out, which is kind of 50,000 ain't the cheap way out. 100,000 for a robot ain't the cheap way out. But they want to take the lazy way out because they be like, man, learn all that shit takes too long. See, because a lot of people have a kind of, I guess you can say, kind of a one-track mind where it's like they just want to. They just want to go to school, take a couple classes, and once the class is over, they want to be able to say, hey, yeah, I learned how to do it now. That's the end of the class. I got the damn diploma. Just like they went to college and they went to school, so they want it to be like an end goal. Well, in the real world, it doesn't work like that. See, school is an institution. If you want to call it that. Some people could say it's a fucking prison. But even a prison is an institution, if you really think about it. But see, in real life doesn't work like that. Real life works like this. There is no end goal. There is no finish line. Unless you dead. When you die, that's when it's over.